our next presenter today. Right now, this dude knows his stuff. He is so freaking impressive. He helps people make sales and make a bunch of money, as Mike and Ardini and Ursula and Rosie are like, okay, I like this, man. I like this dude. Mike, we just did a webinar, last week on the whole debt-free for life concept? Yeah.
Monday. Yeah.
Monday. You do literally this week. That's right. Yeah. Dude, you crushed it on that thing, by the way. Like y'all absolutely slayed that webinar. So thank you for doing it.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me again. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Excited for you. Okay. Those that don't know Mike, special dude, big heart, former firefighter. Now he's helping agents get to 6 figures quickly, as he is on his way to 7 figures. Dude, I appreciate you. Appreciate everything you're doing. Appreciate the relationship, and excited for you to be back training with us today, as Mike is super enthusiastic. I'm going to go find his YouTube interview. If you haven't watched it, you got to freaking watch it. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Hall.
Thanks, Cody. Appreciate it. And man, heck of a job to Landon. Way to go, Landon. Thank you for all that information. And we're in the people business, right? And so what a great job there. Happy belated birthday to you as well. And I'll tell you that my group is working with Landon some, and it's just been an incredible experience. True professionals over there. And so if you've got the ability to work with him, absolutely do that. And so what I'm going to use my time to talk with you a little bit about today is actually probably going to tie right in with what Landon was talking about, because I like to talk more about business ownership versus how do we go out there and make a dollar, right? Teach a person to fish versus giving them a fish. And when we think about business ownership inside of our country, especially right now, look at what's going on around our country right now. Inflation is at an all-time high. They're talking about a recession coming up here sometime later this year. They're talking about how job wages have not increased with the increase of everything else. And I just think that what our country needs right now is we need more people like you, more people that take the courage to go out there and to build something for them and their family. You know, I had the pleasure of speaking at 8% virtual here a couple of months ago. And I joked about how the Pilgrims didn't come over on the Mayflower because they wanted a great job and good benefits. They came for freedom, the freedom to screw up as many times as it takes to figure it out, right? The freedom to be able to fight for something they believe in, the freedom to not be under somebody else's thumb. And so let me just kind of flip my camera here a little bit and see if you guys can see my page. So hopefully you guys can see this. So what I want to talk to you a little bit about is about business ownership. And if you guys have heard Robert Kiyosaki, or if you've read his book, Cash Flow Quadrants, what he tells us is that there's actually 2 different ways of making money. Okay. We got self-driven income and we've got system-driven income. And there's 2 different ways break down into 4 different quadrants. And under self-driven income, we've got what most of us are used to doing, which is being an employee. Before I got into this business, I was, that's all I ever knew. I mean, I did have a small lawn care company, you know, but, and so that would have been self-employed. But most of my life I spent working in a job, being a fireman, working fast food, things like that. A lot of us, when we get out of that, a lot of us see this opportunity, right? And we jump out of that pan and we jump into the fire. But here's the thing. We go from having a job to, what is this? What would S be? S is self-employed, right? So a lot of people confuse this and they think that you're a business owner when you're self-employed. See, the way I look at it is you go from having a job to now you own a job. Well, who are some people that are self-employed? Well, let's see here. We've got real estate agents. We've got insurance agents. We've got people that sell cars, really anyone that goes out there and works for themselves. They do a transaction and then the transaction's over, right? Self-employed. So mom, pa shop. If you've got a single location, that would be a self-employed location, right? So when we go out there, and I want to talk to you about how we make money with what we do in our business. So right now, I just want to talk about the self-driven portion of it. So in the life portion of what we do here in our industry, at least with the numbers that we use, at least with the numbers that we see over here, let me just use the number of $84 a month. So I'm going to show you how we get paid in our industry. Okay, so if we take $84 and we multiply that by 12 months, well, that's going to be 1,008. But I'm just going to make it $1,000 for easy math here. Okay, so the way that we get paid in our industry is we take what the client pays for the month and we annualize that to see what they pay for the year. So $84 times 12 months is just over $1,000. All right. Now, let's just say that you were to start, maybe you start out on a 70% contract with wherever you're at with what we're doing. So if we take $1,000 and we multiply that by 70%, then our full commission on that product is $700. Okay. Now, if we take that now, typically in our industry with life insurance, we get paid as if the client had paid for 9 months, even though they had only paid for 1 month. So our client's going to go in there and they're going to make their first payment of $84. And when they do that, the insurance company is going to give us a 9-month advance, and we're going to make $525 in upfront money. $525 for spending an hour, hour and a half, however long it takes for you to spend with that client. Now, Mike, 525 isn't 700. So when do I get the rest? Okay, I'm glad that you asked that. So when the client pays their payment in month 10, you're going to get the other commission that you had on the $84, right? So $84 times, so it's here, so $84 times 70%, 84 times 70 is $58.80. Okay, so you're going to make $58.80 in month 10. You're going to make $58.80 in month 11, and the same $58.80 in month 12. Okay, that's how you total the $700 in commissions. Now, that's a lot of money. Now, what you're going to learn about our business is that it's not talent that wins in what we do. It's work ethic. And just like, and I guess I'm going to switch back and forth between my cameras. That way you can see me some as I'm talking too. But just like in sports, when you get up to the professional level, when you get to the college level, they're not looking for talent. Talent doesn't matter. See, we're in the people business, like Landon just talked about. And what we're doing is we're loving on people and we're solving problems for people. And so it's just numbers. All right. So we're doing what we can do. So let me go ahead and switch back here. So we're just looking for math. Okay. So $525 for each person you're able to help. Now, we know that it's a work ethic game, and we know that if you're willing to work harder than the next person, that you can out earn somebody else. Okay. So in my company, what we like to, and I know everyone does this a little bit different, but we like to say, and I don't want to make the minimum the maximum, right? We understand that we want to help you build a solid company. We want to give you solid principles so that you don't feel like you're building a company on cotton candy. We don't want to make the minimum the maximum, right? So for us, if you're part-time, we like to encourage you to run 12 to 15 appointments a week. Okay. If you're full-time, we like to encourage you to run 24 to 32 appointments a week. Now, here's what we know. We're in the people business, and dealing with people is like, well, sometimes it can be like herding cats, right? It can be difficult. So if you're full-time with us, let's just say that you're full-time and you've got the ability to master your schedule, which we'll talk about here in just a minute if we have time. Let's just say that you go run 32 appointments for that week. Let's just say that you're okay at your appointment setting ability, and maybe 20 of those people actually show up and you do 20 presentations. And it doesn't matter whether you're face-to-face or virtual. It'd be kind of difficult to do 32 face-to-face, I guess. You're grinding. That's one of the benefits of virtual, is it's more efficient. But let's just say that you sat with 20 people and maybe you were only able to help 10 of them, right? Because you're not going to help everybody you see. Okay. So out of the 10 that you help, if we know that the average premium is $1,000 in annualized premium, and we multiply that by 10 applications, then you're going to submit $10,000 in annualized premium for that week. Now, look, we know that situations are perfect, but reality never is. So it's never going to happen where you're going to have all of those people that you're going to write, and they're going to get approved and stay on the books. So I like to use the number of about 70%. About 70% of what you write is actually going to get issued. So let's just say that you issue $7,000 for that week. Okay. Now we're talking about business ownership. We're not talking about a job, right? So this is revenue. That $7,000 there, that's not income, that's revenue. We know that most small businesses go out of business in their first 3 to 5 years because of lack of cash flow. We know that we've got a license to print money. So as long as we're willing to see the people, as long as we're willing to put the work in and to get in front of people, even if somebody is more talented than you, if you're willing to outwork them, you can out earn them. Okay, so let's just say that out of the $7,000 in revenue, you spent $1,000. Landon said that he sees people do anywhere from like 500 right to 2,000. I agree with that. The big heavy hitters in our company are investing 1,000 to 2,000 a week, and that's helping them write 10 to 20,000 a week, right? So the more you spend, the more you're going to earn. So 7,000 times 1,000, that will give you $6,000 after lead costs, because you've got to stay in business. When you're a business owner, you're the last one to get paid. You got to make sure that you've got your office paid for. You got to make sure you've got inventory, which is what the leads are. You've got to make sure you've got power in your building, just whatever it is, marketing. All of that's got to be done before you even get any money yourself. So so when we get back here to what we were talking about, this is all self-driven income. You can make a whole lot of money in either one of these quadrants, in being an employee or being self-employed. A ton of money. There's so many people that even make millions of dollars in these quadrants. But what I find out, the problem is that it's 100% connected to your activity, right? So I told a story. I've got a guy in our company. He's a bodybuilder, and And when COVID hit, he got diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, and he couldn't be in his business for 6 months. He had to focus 100% on surviving, on fighting for his life. And because he had a policy with living benefits, that made a difference. And he also had a team that went around that he built that rallied around him to go fight. He only made $10,000 less than he did the year before, right? Because of the other income. So I'm running short on time here. So let me flip my camera back over, and we're going to flip over now. Now let's talk. So this is all self-driven income. It's incredible. You can make an incredible lifestyle doing that. But what happens, not if, but when you get tired? See, you can go out there, and it doesn't matter whether you create a lifestyle making $100,000 a year, whether it's $250,000 a year, whether it's $500,000, or whether it's even $1 million a year. You're going to get tired. Something's going to happen, and eventually you're not going to want to keep doing that activity. What happens if something happens and you get injured and you don't have the ability to do that, like the guy that I just explained to you that got diagnosed with cancer? See, so what I'm big on this is great, and we can do this in order to get us to here. But where we really want to be is we want to have a system-driven income. We want to make sure that, see, a business owner is a generalist, and then they hire a specialist. So they find people that are, let me get my camera readjusted here. They find people that are really good at where they're weak, and they put them in that position. So system driven, right? So what if I can go out there and I can find other like-minded people that think like me, right? What if I could go find a Landon McCarter, a Cody Askins, a Joshua Youngs, a Roy Starr, a Caleb Combs? What if I can find one of these people and I can go find somebody, not that I can convince, not that I can sell, not that I can try to drag along with what I'm doing, but I find somebody that wants to change their life as bad as I do. And they're not going to do it because of me. They're going to do it in spite of me, right? And so what I do is I just show them this incredible opportunity. I show them that we've got an industry that you can go out there that's very predictable, that's very simple, that's just math, that if you're willing to put in the time, the energy, and the effort to become an expert, to learn it, that you can literally scale to the highest levels that you want to go, right? So when I do that and I'm able to duplicate myself, and now I find somebody that's going to go out there and they're going to build their organization regardless of what I do, right? Like my upline was out of this business 6 months to be getting in. When I got into this business, I was the biggest introvert that I'd ever known. I had never done sales. I was terrified to talk to anybody, but I had a dream in my belly and I wanted more. Right. So when we find those people, because the reality of it is change is the most difficult thing in the world to do. None of us, not even Cody Askins, is good enough to make anybody change. You've got to be ready. You've got to be ready because it's hard. But when we find those people and we go out there, now let's just say that in this same scenario, I found somebody that was willing to go out there and they were able to duplicate themselves. And now they earn their way up to 100. Let's just say they earn their way up to a 90% commission, right? Okay, so if we're doing, let's just say that we're doing the same math on $1,000 at 90%. Now your full commission is $900 for everyone that you're able to help if you're still in the field helping people, right? So $900, and if you get a 75% commission on advance on that, that's $675 per sale. So we go from 525 up to 675. But check this out. Let's just go do the math and say that now you've got someone in your group that's duplicated what you're doing. Maybe now you've got 3 groups and each of them are doing 25 applications a week that are paid. So we're going to call that 25,000. Let's just say that's 25,000 in paid premium for the week. Right. And if you've got a 20% spread on that, that would be 5. So 20% of 25,000 is $5,000 a week. What if you had 3 groups what if you had 3 groups of people? Let me switch my camera back here. What if you were able to go duplicate yourself 3 times and you found 3 groups of people that had the ability to go find agents to create 25 applications a week? And now you're making $15,000 a week in passive income, right? That's not quite true passive income yet because that person's got to build that business big enough to be sustainable. But what if they grew it a little bit larger than that? And now, regardless of what you do, they're going to go build their income. What if you did that 5 times? What if you found 10 people just like you? See, the most dangerous place to be in this business is you as a producer by yourself because everything's on you. The pressure's on you. Find a place where you can put pressure on the system. Make sure that you've got a growing upline that's going to coach you between the ears because the why is more important than the how. Because if the why is strong enough and you've got that emotional connection, if you've got something that's going to keep you going when things get tough, this business can create. It can take you to your wildest dreams. It's taken me to heights that I've never even dreamed I'd ever go to. And I feel like we're literally just scratching the surface, and being a part of this incredible community has made all the difference for me. Thank you for your time today, 8%. Have a great day. And I can't wait to see everybody else.
Dude, you're awesome, man. I appreciate your heart. I also like I don't know what you did there, but I love like the camera switching back and forth. That was handy, man. Like I didn't know you were like a brilliant IT guy, but that's cool, dude. Appreciate you. How can they get a hold of you? How can they learn more if they would like to do that?
Yeah, you know what, man, you can shoot me a text 443-271-9317. That's typically the best way to get to reach me. I'd love to chat with you.
Say it one more time. I'll try to put it in chat form again.
443-271-9317.
9317. Boom. Text. Freaking dude's giving out his cell phone number. Text my call. Okay, let's blow that dude's phone up. Okay, let's just blow it up. What's up, Brian Moore from Maryland? Dude, Mike, thank you. Appreciate you. Have a phenomenal weekend. Thanks for
Go
being
8%.
Let's go. You the man, brother. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, if you enjoyed this, I got another one you're gonna love. It's right there. Click on it. See you in there. I'm so excited for today's CA Power Player podcast. I'm your host, Cody Askins. We got a special guest. He is back on the channel talking about how to sell life insurance from home. Here's what I love about this person. Okay, I'm telling you, this will be one of the best.